Don Johnson here with Protective Tactics. It's another beautiful snowy day here in northwest Indiana. Out here today getting some exercise and enjoying the crisp, cool air. Breathe with me. Breathe with me. Release some stress, improve some health. In for 4 counts, out for 4 counts. Close your mouth. Take a long deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. 4 counts in, 4 counts out. If you can, after the exhale, hold your breath for a couple counts before the next inhale. This is tactical breathing. It's used in combat by the Navy SEALs to calm the nervous system and the mind. Use tactical breathing when you feel stressed or while you're stretching or walking just to further improve your health. But what if the air is not breathable? Breathable air is essential to our survival. Yesterday, I talked some protective tactics about when there were threats with no breathable air. I provided solutions to protect against threats such as a collapsed trachea, choking, a blocked airway, and drowning. Today, in part 2, I'm going to provide solutions for when air is available but not breathable. Fires are a common source of death due to a lack of breathable air. More people die from smoke inhalation than from burns and fires. Have you prepared to protect yourself and your family against the threat of smoke inhalation in the event of a fire? Are your smoke detectors in your home currently working? When was the last time you checked your batteries? Do you have a fire extinguisher? Do you know where it is? Is it charged? Do you and your family know how to use the fire extinguisher and what to do in case of a fire or when smoke detectors are going off? Most adults know most of these things. They know they should do them, but they often don't make it to the priority list. Remember back to school when we all did fire drills? Monthly drills are scheduled to be sure that alarms and emergency lights are working and all know what to do in the event of a fire. Drills should be done in our homes too. Develop a home fire prevention and evacuation plan. Make sure each person in your home knows what to do. Here are a few basics. Be sure there are working smoke detectors in each bedroom, out each side, each sleeping area, on top of stairways, and on each floor, including the basement. Sleep with bedroom doors closed. Closed doors slow the spread of smoke and fire. When alarms go off, before opening a door, feel the door handle or door to be sure to feel it's warm. If it's warm, go out a different door or a window. If it's not warm, cover your mouth and nose with a cloth. Wet it if possible, because smoke and fumes can be toxic even though not seen. Open the door, stay low, and get out of the house. Decide where everyone will meet, like in the driveway, so everyone knows when everyone is out safe. Quick sidebar, important papers like birth certificates, marriage certificates, passports, deeds, titles, and cash should be in a fireproof safe. Copies of all docs, hard drives, pictures should all be on a backup drive in the safe and stored in the cloud too. I know, you already know. But have you done it? A couple other examples of threats to be aware of, like car exhaust and gas. At first smell of exhaust inside the car garage, shut off the vehicle and get it vented immediately and get out of the exhaust. Most of you probably know these things, like not warming up a car in a closed garage. But do your kids know? There's so many things that we take for granted and assume that others know, but they don't. Do your kids know to keep away from the gas fumes when they're getting gas too? Be sure to prepare your family. People in the construction trades know there's other times when the air is breathable but not safe. Sawdust, drywall dust, attic air, paint fumes and chemicals can all make the air unsafe. When the air is breathable but still dangerous, the intelligent thing to do is to wear a mask. Various types of masks offer various degrees of filters which produce safe, breathable air. At our house, we've got everything from neck gaiters to balaclavas, surgical mask and N95 mask, to gas mask and replacement filters. So far, we've discussed two threats to breathable air that most people are familiar and for the most part can be detected. And yet over 10,000 people die every year from those common threats. Most all are totally preventable through education and preparation. Some dangers we can see, some we can feel, some we can taste or smell. But what about threats to breathable air that we can't detect from our senses? I'm going to talk about one more threat to breathable air. Consider threats to breathable air that are biological. Some threats cause near immediate death. Others wreak havoc on our nervous system, organs, tissues, cells. The history of the world is full of devastating epidemics, pandemics, and plagues. Black Death, smallpox, yellow fever, the flu pandemic, polio, the Spanish flu, and AIDS, just to name a few, have killed young and old, and in some cases killed a large portion of the population. Yet most people haven't put much thought or made any preparations to survive such threats. Tens of thousands to millions of people are infected and die. The threat runs its course, or vaccine slows its transmission, and then people forget about biological threats to breathable air and get back to day-to-day life until it happens again. Yet, viruses like the flu continue to kill over 60,000 people every year in the US alone. Governments around the world have taken the new coronavirus seriously enough in 2020 that everyone knows a little more about a virus now than most people knew in the past. And yet political and social pressures from the very beginning of COVID-19 to basically ignore an invisible threat and not inhibit individual freedoms has contributed to the continuous spread of the virus and caused civil and political division in the US too. You know, Asian cultures have worn masks in public for years to protect breathable air for themselves and others. They wear masks to filter out air pollution. They wear masks to protect themselves from viruses and bacteria from others when they're in crowded public spaces. And they wear masks as a courtesy to others anytime they have any symptom of an illness. You know, a sidebar, Asian cultures are typically much better about hand washing before meals too. You know, perhaps Asian cultures may take more precautions because, well, like China, for example, they have so many inhabitants that they've probably experienced more of the negative consequences of threats to breathable air. Perhaps they've all had loved ones that have died from one threat or another. Or perhaps, you know, just traditionally as a culture, they're typically more polite and considerate of others too. My guess is it's a combination of both. You know, in America, we enjoy more freedom. And many people believe that we should have the freedom to not wear a mask, to not wash our hands, you know, and that may be true. That you should be able to risk your own life. However, should you have the freedom to risk the lives of your family and others just because you can't see a threat, so you don't believe it's real, or don't want to be inconvenienced? You know, those of us that are more spiritually inclined than others, you know, should understand that the unseen world is much more powerful than the seen world. In fact, in the world of self-defense too, we know that an ambush attack from an unseen aggressor is much more dangerous than a threat that's foreseen. You know, both physical and biological. We've got to acknowledge all potential threats, both seen and unseen. before we get ambushed. We must take precautions that are proven strategies to protect ourselves, our loved ones, and others. At the time of making this video in early 2021, COVID-19 is still greatly impacting normal life after nearly a year. I personally know people, young and old, that have died prematurely due to COVID. Even though COVID-19 has not had the highest, death to infection rate of biological threats in our history, it may be years before we know the full effects that the virus has had in our biology and our life expectancy even. Let COVID-19 at least be a wake-up call for you and your family to be aware of biological threats to breathable air, now and in the future. Breathable air is a necessity of life. We may survive with as little as 3 minutes without it, or we could die over the course of years, but still die prematurely many years because of threats to breathable air. We must take all threats to breathable air seriously. Improve your health by eating healthier, exercising more, taking supplements, stretching, so your body's better equipped to fight threats of all types. Be aware of threats to breathable air. Develop a fire home prevention and evacuation plan. Implement it, practice it. Have a supply of the various types of mask. Wear the appropriate mask, especially when there are known or even likely threats. Well, that's all for today. Dress appropriately, get outside, enjoy some fresh, clean, breathable air. Thanks for walking with me and learning more protective tactics to save your life and save your family in every way. Please use the comments to ask questions and share your thoughts. Please like and subscribe. Toggle notifications to all. Remember, sooner is safer. We hope to see you again soon. Stay safe. Make it a great day. Bye for now.